Hi, my name is Ramesh and I'm the founder and CEO of FundCorps. If you're a founder watching this video, I would like to welcome you to FundCorps. Thank you so much for joining in. It is because founders like you who take on initiatives to make a difference, we are able to live in a society which is a better place to live in. So thank you so much. What I'm going to do is in the next few minutes, I'm going to quickly discuss about FundCorps, what we do, how we operate, pricing, next steps, and other guidance that we provide to NGOs over a period of time when it comes to fundraising. Now, as a platform, there are two key areas that we focus on. One is crowdfunding. We are a very strategic crowdfunding platform. And the second part that we focus on is CSR. Now, CSR is something that we recently started in January 2025 because of the experience that we've had in the past ever since 2019. Now, when it comes to NGOs fundraising in India, one of the things that I personally come across a lot of NGOs is they're constantly talking about struggle in fundraising. And I've never been able to figure out what the real struggle is, because what we truly believe is that if you put across everything in a structured format, if you have a process to follow, if you have a quality oriented structure to follow, fundraising is very, very easy. And trust me, it does not take more than 15 to 30 minutes of your time every day over a period of time, which will help you to build onto your funds. So I've come across NGOs who talk about that, they've sent proposals to so many companies but haven't got, any replies yet. I've also come across NGOs saying that we've tried everything possible and yet funds are not getting raised for them. I have come across NGOs where they say that, we are a very small NGO and we just don't know what to do. Never mind, it's okay. I can completely understand and it's perfectly fine. The narrative is created by society where people like you and me live in. And the narrative that I want to put across to you here is fundraising is a very, very simple process. There's nothing complicated about it. You just have to put something in process and things will span out easily for you. Now, with all the problems that we have seen amongst NGOs in India, the way they're struggling, the way they raise money, we figured out three key areas to work upon. Number one is technology. Now we're all living in era where technology has evolved so much. I mean, imagine what was there 20 years ago, 25 years ago. It is so much developed, right? So which is where what we're doing here is the technology that we offer, it is AI powered, and the technology enables NGOs to do two things. One, helps you raise money through a strategic crowdfunding campaigns on our platform, and number two, help you connect with almost over 15 to 20,000 CSR ready corporates in India, right? So these are the two things that our technology does. Second part that we focus on is advisory. Now when I say advisory, we don't mean to interfere in your daily operation. Advisory from a point where when it comes to fundraising, how are you supposed to raise money, when are you supposed to raise money, who are you supposed to raise money from, all the basic whereabouts. Because what happens is I've seen cases where NGOs are making endless mistakes and yet they're saying that they tried everything. So according to me, there are two things here. Number one, if you say that you've tried everything and yet it's not working for you, it only means that you're not trying everything with the way you should be trying. Because there are multiple NGOs in the country and a lot of NGOs in the country are able to raise money with a way. So why are you not able to raise money, right? So that's number one. Number two, if you're not able to raise money, it is clear that you're not using every resource that is available around you. You're not doing everything to raise money. Now, I'm not going to say that you have to go crazy to raise money, but yes, there's a process which I'm going to talk about. So technology is one thing, advisory is the second part. So advisory also is all about capacity building, right? How do you raise money? How do you write emails? How do you refine your proposals? Who are you supposed to write an email to? When are you supposed to write emails to? A lot of NGOs sit down on Sundays to write emails to companies doing CSR. I mean, I'm not saying that this is bad, but that is not the day when you're supposed to write emails, because people are busy, spending their time on Sundays with their personal loved ones. And Sundays is not a good time, which is why people will not read emails. And the very next day when they go to office, they find list of emails, they probably select all the emails and put it to trash. You will hardly get a reply there. So which is why, I mean, these are some of the little things which matters a lot. But yes, we do come in from our advisory, from our experience point of view. The third part that we largely focus on is networking. Now I've seen a lot of NGOs in India, either, I'm not generalizing NGOs as whole, but NGOs either don't know how to network with people or they don't know who to network with, right? So three key areas: technology, advisory, and networking. Now as a part of network, we are bringing corporate directors, CXO level people. Now these are the people who are either responsible to directly write checks for you or responsible to say, okay, you know what, we would be happy to fund you. Yeah, so three key areas. Now obviously we're not going to give all this on a platter to NGOs, and which is why we've created a fantastic strategy that not only enables NGOs to raise more money in a short span of time, but also helps them to get sustainable with their funding. Now trust me when I say this, NGOs, while you're watching this video, do not ever go with the mindset that you want to raise money right now. Fundraising is not a process where you speak to somebody today and tomorrow you get funded. It takes a little while, because in fundraising, relationship is very, very important, and a lot of NGOs in India fail to understand that. I have seen NGOs where they get funded from some company once and then don't talk about that, they don't talk to that NGO ever. That's a very bad thing to do. Or even if a individual person is donating to your NGO, keep a relation with that person, irrespective of the person has donated 100 rupees to you. That 100 rupees also matters a lot to you, right? So anyway, so the way we have structured this entire process is we have three different levels. Yeah, so level one is where we invite the NGOs to run a campaign by themselves. Now when I say campaign, I mean two different types of campaigns. One is a crowdfunding campaign and a CSR campaign. Now level 2 is where it's a shared resource, meaning what we do is whichever NGO on our platform goes to level 2, I'll also talk about how to get to level 2 in some time. But when an NGO goes to level 2, what we do is from our side, we also take efforts and help you connect with almost 15-20,000 companies over a period of 12 months who will either get you CSR money or do a crowdfunding campaign for you. And level 3 is more of a commitment resource, meaning the moment your NGO goes to level 3, what we do from our end is we hire somebody in-house who will take care of your annual funding requirement with a commitment. Whatever money you need annually, our company will help you raise that money year on year with a commitment. Now of course we cannot go to 100-200 crores, of course, but you know, the kind of promise that we make here is on a case-to-case basis. So when you present your budget to us, we will look into it whether we can do it or not and how much we can do it. But there's a commitment as soon as an NGO gets to level 3. Now in level 1, sorry, in level 2 and level 3, what also happens is while we are bringing these corporate companies on board, corporate companies, they tend to either do a crowdfunding campaign for your NGO or do a CSR donation or a combination of both. Now let's say, for example, considering any company, right? Let's say I don't know what brand of phone are you using right now, but let's say we talk about Apple. Now Apple has thousands of employees in the country. What we do is the moment your NGO goes to level 2, we from our end, along with few other NGOs, we will taking your NGO to these 50-20,000 companies over a period of 12 months and present your projects to them, and we will allow those companies to select a project that they want to be part of. Now let's say, for example, your NGO is the one who we took to, let's say, 15,000 companies, and out of those 15,000, Apple came on board and they want to work with your NGO. Now technically what we do with Apple is that when Apple comes on board, we invite the employees of Apple to take a small goal on our platform and help your NGO raise that small goal. Now imagine, there are close to 20,000 employees in Apple India. What we do is we invite all of them. Now inviting all of them doesn't mean, from a practical point of view, doesn't mean that all those 20,000 employees will come on board. Let's say we got about 500,000 of them or 2,000 of them out of those 20,000 employees. Now what we'll do is we'll train those employees on how to carry out a campaign, how to carry out a crowdfunding campaign. Each employee on our platform has 14 days to raise a small goal of 35,000 from their network. So let's say if I'm an employee of Apple, what I'll do is I will connect with my friends and family in 14 days to roughly, let's say, 50 to 100 people, and invite my network of people, my friends, family, relatives, etc., to contribute whatever they're comfortable with. So in 14 days, when I connect to 50 to 100 people and each of them donate something or the other, and that's how I raise my 35K. And whatever money I am raising from my network, it will all be visible on your dashboard. Yeah. So let's say there are 1,000 employees participating in the campaign. Now, technically, 35,000 raised by one employee multiplied by 1,000 of them. That's the kind of money we raise for NGOs when you're in level 2 from one single company from crowdfunding. A lot of NGOs in India, they say that crowdfunding does not work. But trust me, the moment you put a structure to crowdfunding, it works magically. It can even help you raise 10 times more than what you can actually raise from CSR, which is why our primary focus is crowdfunding. Now, let's say, there's another company called Samsung came on board, and they said that they don't do crowdfunding. They don't allow their employees to do fundraising for any NGO. However, they're happy to send their employees to volunteer for anything else. In that case, we tell them to give you CSR money, because they don't allow their employees. I mean, every company has their own respective policies. In this case, if they don't allow their employees to do fundraising, we ask them to give you CSR money. Now, let's say there's another company called Boat, for example. Now, Boat comes on board and they say that whatever employees will be raising, we would want to match it from our CSR money and give it to the NGO. Right? So let's say the employees collectively help you raise 2 crores, additional 2 crores will come from the CSR money, and that will be given to you. So that's how we work for crowdfunding, CSR, and a combination of both. Now, the exact same thing happens in level 3 also. The only difference between level 2 and level 2 is more of a shared resource, meaning, like I said earlier, we're taking multiple NGOs working in the similar domain towards a sustainable development goal, working in a similar domain to these many companies, and we allow those companies to choose a project they want to be a part of. So it may happen that none of those companies, from those corporate companies, they want to work with you, or some of them wants to work with you, or everybody wants to work with you. It purely depends on them. But level 3 is more of a commitment resource. Now, in level 1, how do you get started? How do you move to level 2, or how do you move to level 3? Like in level 2 and level 3, we are the ones who are doing CSR campaign for you and crowdfunding campaign for you, or a combination of both for you. In level 1, we build your capacity so that you can do the crowdfunding campaign by yourself, CSR campaign by yourself, or a combination of both by yourself. Now, let's say, for example, we trained you and your volunteers to run the crowdfunding campaign on our platform. If the total collection because of those volunteers goes beyond 10 lakhs, we put your NGO to level 2. Or if it crosses more than 1.5 crores, we put your NGO to level 3. Now, volunteers, how to gather volunteers, where to gather volunteers from, etc. It's very, very easy. We will share another video with you, or we'll guide you at every step of the way. So FundCorps, right from day 1, when you start working with us, we put our heart and soul into your NGO, and we ensure that every little guidance is given to you, so that you don't end up making mistakes and you don't later on say that we've tried everything. If you feel that you've still tried this one, but trust me, we have never tried, because this is the first time FundCorps has done something like this. There's no other company across Asia that has been able to crack a strategy which is so much easy for NGOs and so much efficient for NGOs. Now imagine in level 1, while we're training you and your volunteers to do crowdfunding campaign or a CSR campaign or a combination of both, imagine you are yourselves connecting with 15,000 to 20,000 companies over a period of 12 months. Question to you is that, are you ready to reach out to these many companies all by yourself? I'm not saying any manager from these companies, but I'm saying CXO level people, chief executive officers, or chief technology officer, chief financial officer, chief marketing officer, CHROs, all those guys. When you connect with 10 to 15,000 of those people, and the question that you should be asking yourselves is, how, when you meet with these many people over a period of 12 months, how many of those people can you convert to help to give you funding? Even if there's one CXO amongst 15,000 companies who says that they would love to fund you, you're still at a good chance of getting more CXO level people to fund you. Because what happens is, when one CXO is impressed by the kind of work that you're doing, when one CXO is inspired by the kind of work that you're doing, they have a massive CXO network. They will keep spreading word about you, and they'll keep getting more and more people over a period of time to fund you. And that's how we help NGOs to build better relation from the ecosystem. Because you don't need somebody who just says, I'll see what I can do. You need someone who says, let's make this work. There's a massive difference. People who say that let's see how it works, they don't work. But when somebody says let's make it work, they actually put in their heart and soul into it and ensure that you're getting funded. Anyway, so 3 key areas. Number 1 is technology, and it's a very, very easy thing. There's no rocket science in this. Technology, networking, and advisory. We are there with you from day 1 until you are able to raise good money for yourself. Yeah, so for rest of the guidance about how to gather volunteers, how will these volunteers raise money, we have everything in place. There's a proper strategy put in place to ensure that every step of the way, when you're confused, you can always reach out to us. So thank you so much, and I look forward to welcoming you on board.